No. Okay, let me check. This is all running. Okay, it says we're live. Let's roll with it. Happy Friday. Cannot believe I've got a week left of the kids being at school until they break up for Christmas. It seems to have come around so quick. Okay, so second training inside this group. Third training is on 17th. Don't know what day that is. I am so lost on days with it being the run up to Christmas. So third training is on Tuesday of next week it's in the afternoon, 2 p.m. UK time, all on developing income streams. Okay, but today is all around trends for 2025. So let me know if you're managing to catch this on replay. Let me know if you're seeing it live. Let me know that you're actually seeing these videos. I shared in the last video, if you're in this community is going to be kept really small. I am testing whether the best space for this is here, whether the best space for this is away from this platform. I am not sure where we're going to end up next year, but I want to come in and do more trainings for you, come in and create some events that you can attend and bring back a sense of community. If you are in East Yorkshire or within travelling distance of East Yorkshire as well, drop me a message or drop a comment in here and let me know, because I have something that I am partnering on that will be starting early next year, and that it's going to be amazing. It's going to connect so many incredible business owners. So drop me a message, let me know if you are in that area, and I will send you all of the details over. But yeah, we will see how we go in here. So let me know if you've seen these videos, if you're managing to catch up on them. If I'm finding that a lot of people aren't seeing the content in here, then it might be that I look to move it elsewhere. But use it, use this community. This community is going to be different to our main Facebook group. This is for you to collaborate, to network, to get to know people. So please, please use this space. Okay, before I start on 2025 trends, the one thing you're going to want to know in 2025 is what I'm doing in January. So in January, if you are in any of my money containers, entrepreneurial success codes, my one-to-one containers, by the end of this month, then you will be coming into my group in January, sharing exactly what I'm doing in my business, the good, the bad, the ugly, what's working, what's not working, what I would do again, what I wouldn't do again, what isn't working for me but might work for you, to make January my highest cash month. And I've got some really exciting potential things I'm already playing with to go and explore more in January. So you want to be in that space. I also have a small number of special offers, discounts, things, I don't know what to call them, that I have released behind the scenes, ways for people to work with me, ways for people to come into programs. So if you have ever thought, yes, I really fancy the Quantum Business Accelerator or the Money Mastery or Entrepreneurial Success Codes, or coming in to work with me in a one-to-one space, or coming to a VIP day, or whatever that might be, but something has held you back, whether that has been financial, whether that has been timing, whether that's been something completely different, now is the time to drop me a DM or comment or send me a voice note or whatever works, and just tell me how you want to come into my world and what it is that's been holding you back, because the chances are there is something this month that is going to support you to do that, and then you get the January bonus as well. Okay, so that's the first thing. If you want to know what's going on in 2025, you need to be in that space. But moving forward into what trends you are going to be seeing, and I'm already seeing coming through in this month moving into, there is going to be a massive shift to how people operate, how people want to be showing up, not only in their business, in their life, and the sorts of things that they're wanting access to. So there is a lot around connecting back in with their purpose, connecting back in with that bigger why, with the life that they want to create, with simplicity, with streamlining, and that's in life as well as business. This is not just necessarily business trends, this is across the board. There is going to be a real big push around sustainability and ethical marketing. We have seen a lot of unethical marketing over the last few years, but brands and businesses really demonstrating either their responsibility to the environment or their social responsibility. So being really transparent, being really open, honest, vulnerable about their strategies, their partners, the impact that they're having, all those things that years ago we did. And it just seems to have got lost in almost like a show-offy way of marketing. Like, yeah, I'm going to show you my Stripe account. Go onto Google and I can go and get a picture of a Stripe account. I can go online onto various apps and I can make a picture of a Stripe account. It doesn't make it genuine. But this flashy vanity metric is going to start disappearing, thankfully, after too long, and going more back to ethical marketing. And like I said, there's going to be a lot around simplicity, streamlining, connecting back with yourself, with your own ability to trust in yourself. There's going to be a lot around connection in person and connection in general, and people wanting to have conversations, to be in the room with real people rather than just be online. You know, one of the things that I am doing moving forward is making sure that all of my programs have a live aspect in. So even if you at the moment have just come into one of the programs that doesn't say it has a live aspect in, I can promise you, you will be getting an invite into something. All of my programs are going to have a live aspect because everything needs a connection. You know, and there's going to be a real push. I don't know if you'll probably have seen some accounts doing it. A lot of creator accounts doing this as well. Are doing storytelling through almost like a reality TV show. So they're doing a series. So the other way that businesses have done this in the past is done like tip 300 of what you don't know about Canva, tip 500 of what you don't know about Canva. But this is going to be in a deeper way. It's going to be more storytelling. It's going to be more like that reality TV show that people watch and then they want to come back into the next thing. And there are going to be more businesses and brands doing this. So a lot of content creators have done this and done this really well over the last 12 months. And that is going to branch more into businesses and into brands. Because the one thing that you are going to need to do on social media over the next 12 months is have people want to come back. So if you think about when you are watching a series on Netflix, what is it at the end of that one episode that makes you want to sit and binge the next and the next and the next, and before you know it, you've lost an entire evening? That is what you need to bring to your marketing, because you need to keep people coming back. You need to give them a reason to want to keep coming back. You need to give them that bingeable content of yes, I want to do it, yes, I want, yes, I want, yes, I want. That next thing onto the next thing onto the next thing. The other thing that links into this is like interactive real time content. So a good description of this is like the day in the life of, things like that, where it's content that you're filming in real time. You know, and if you can add in a way for that to be interactive, which part of my day would you like to see next? Would you like to see X or Y? What do you think happened next in this video, this or this? You know, those sorts of things where people are actually engaging, because that engagement keeps them wanting to come back. And it's that that's really going to bring them back. Not that not this whole vanity metric results. It's that story of they want to listen to the next thing that you're sharing. They want to listen to that whatever comes next. The other thing that's going to be it's boomed probably more on TikTok than anywhere else, but it is slowly moving over into Instagram, and I think you're going to see it on other platforms as well. And even brands are now, especially product brands, are bringing it into their website. I have seen service-based brands as well doing it on Facebook. Is online interactive shopping. You will have seen on a platform somewhere, and probably a product business, more than likely a product business, stood up and showcasing what they've got in stock and asking you if you want to buy it. There was a company who did this. They set up a Facebook group, and their business just boomed. And they used to do online interactive shopping nights every weekend. And it was like promoted as a sit with a glass of wine, do a load of shopping, and your stuff will be with you next week. And that group absolutely boomed, and they used to do those inside their Facebook group. But those online interactive shopping events, where it's live, it's real, it's raw, they can interact, there's some urgency, some excitement. It's bringing them inside what you do and inside your business. It's going to become more and more popular. And equally with that stuff where they're going behind the scenes. One of the reasons I'm doing what I'm doing in January. That and the fact that I did it for any of you that were in the last, any of the previous mastermind cohorts, and you were in last summer, I did a lot behind the scenes as to what I was doing in my business at that point. And people love hearing that behind the scenes. They love feeling like they're getting an insight. This is why stories work so well, because people feel like they're getting an insight. If you put up a story that's selling, very rarely will that story do as well as you putting up like a guess what I'm doing today, look at where I've been, because people are nosy. They want to know what's going on in your life. They want to know what's going on behind the scenes. So any way that you can take them behind the scenes. This is why I know you're all going to be hooked in January, those of you that are coming into that space, because there is going to be stuff dropping in there that will not be dropping anywhere else. There is also going to be, and this is sort of linking back to what I said back at the beginning. I was trying to think of everything in like an order, and it's not coming out in the order I was trying. But linking back to mental health and wellness, there is going to be a real push around the mental health and wellness. Not necessarily the industry, but even just businesses, people bringing it into their life, bringing it in as a priority, companies wanting to develop more comprehensive wellness programs, wanting to incorporate better mental health support into their offerings, wanting to also build out marketing strategies that show genuine care for mental health and for wellness. So that is going to be big, and there is going to be a good amount of money, I think, in the more corporate space, pushed behind that, and we've already started to see that coming through. There are lots of bits behind the scenes from Meta that they have said for the last few years are coming up. So we'll see if any of those come up. I know I've shared sort of various bits around different paid, not paid, various things that they're looking at. One thing I would say about any platform is if you have the capacity to not put all your eggs in one basket, is build two platforms owned by two separate companies, whether that is two social media platforms, whether it's a social media platform and an email list, whatever that looks like to you. Because whether it's social media platform, a blog or whatever, if that platform goes down, you could lose everything. And it is becoming more and more frequent that these platforms are going down, that they are being targeted. We saw, was it not last night, the night before, Meta went down. Then yesterday, ChatGPT went down. These platforms are becoming more and more targeted because we are becoming more and more reliant on them. And if you build your entire business, and I've seen this happen where people have built their entire business on one platform, and then all of a sudden, for a variety of reasons, their business is no longer on that platform, you've lost everything. So never ever put yourself in that position. Always, if you can, in any way, move people across platforms, have communities in different places. Even last night, Oh my goodness, totally off tangent, but last night at 11 o'clock, I was trying to get my email list back because I'd decided I was going to take on the tech. I mean, I know about the tech. It doesn't always work well when I'm trying to take on the tech that late at night. Um, so I was trying to rush through doing something at the back end of my CRM system that I had been meaning to delegate. I hadn't delegated. I needed it doing for today. It did get done for today. I needed to do it for today, and I thought, I know, I will do it. I had like a video on how to do it, so I was like, it's fine. I can just follow the video. I can do it that way. I deleted my entire email list. I deleted all the data in the back of my CRM system. Um, it was like 11 o'clock at night and there was nobody I could ask for help. Thankfully, after a lot of hitting buttons, a few choice words, a large glass of wine, um, I've managed to get everything back. But I didn't actually get done what I needed doing, but I did get everything back. But equally, if that hadn't have been recoverable, I could have lost all of that. Now, yes, I've still got people in other spaces, but if that had been my only platform, so just make sure, you know, we can speculate from what they've told us what's going to be coming up, but we don't actually know. AI is going to continue to boom. We have already seen, I mean, think about how much it's come on even in 6 months. It's ridiculous. But it is going to get even more sophisticated. And one of the things that I said in my 2024 predictions, which has already started to happen, but is going to become more widespread in 2025, is having a more personalized customer experience, but using AI for that. So you get that really hyper personalized customer experience. Because AI can predict algorithms to a degree, it can predict your customer needs, it can predict their interactions, it can predict recommendations for them, it can individualize and target campaigns towards them so that they feel completely uniquely targeted. And we've already started to see this, and it will become more and more commonplace. In the same space that, you know, already, if you look at the latest updates on various platforms, they've already started to bring in AI support to support you in content creation. I am split on AI content creation. I think it's great to give you ideas, it's great to give you a foundation, but do not rely on it because you can see AI content a mile off. And again, this was in my 2024. So I think the 2024 one went into my mastermind actually. So if you watch the 2024 one, you'll have heard me say this, but again, it's becoming more and more commonplace. And this is becoming more accessible to smaller businesses, is digital experience. So there are a lot of bigger brands that have virtual showrooms. So when you go into their online space, you are a person and you can virtually walk around an online showroom, an online shop, and have a complete brand experience that allows you to engage and connect with the products, the brand, the services in a much deeper, more meaningful way than before. And that connection in that way means those brands are making more money because you feel more deeply connected with that brand. That has always been expensive. It is becoming cheaper and more accessible. There is more coming out now for people being able to build their own. You know, I looked at them, it was probably the back, you know, in fact, it was definitely sort of the second half of 2023, and the price was eye-watering. Absolutely eye-watering. I looked at it for one of my product businesses. I mean, the technology was insane. But it is coming down. And I think you're going to have not even necessarily brands going that far for smaller businesses, but smaller businesses using more immersive experience to allow people to engage, to create that connection with them. And again, the same way people are looking for those connections, and I was talking about like the in-person and things like that, you're going to see the rise and continue to see the rise, we've already seen it, but of smaller influencer accounts, of smaller brand ambassadors, because the smaller accounts have the more engaged communities. The smaller accounts have much more targeted networks. They usually have higher engagement rates. If you look at the percentages, they usually have a more authentic connection. There is going to be much more opportunity for smaller influencer accounts, smaller community accounts, smaller brand ambassador potential than ever before. But equally for businesses, there's going to be more potential to work and more reason to work with those smaller accounts. It's one of the things that one of my companies use brand ambassadors, and it's one of the things is we've always used micro accounts. I think we've used two bigger name influencers, but purely because they came to us and they'd supported the brand from day one, and I didn't realise who they were. When they first started supporting the brand, it took a teenager to tell me. And I know they supported the brand from the beginning. So apart from that, we've always worked with smaller brand ambassadors, smaller influencers, and had a much better return. But there's going to be a lot more of tapping into emotional triggers. So I talk a lot about in marketing, content creation, things like that, tapping into that desire, tapping into the emotion rather than tapping into that pain point. The pain point marketing drives me mad. Because you tap into somebody's pain point and you disempower them, you make them more vulnerable. What you actually want them to do is become empowered and become an action taker and just move forwards and go, yes, I want this. And so there's going to be a lot more of tapping into those positive emotional triggers through storytelling, through these connections, rather than just buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. I think I've covered everything. I'm trying to think if there was anything. I don't think I've missed anything. But overall, it's just going to become a more personalized, ethical space, more community based, but with a real push with technology. So hopefully you have found this really useful. Drop me any comments, any questions you've got, and I will answer those. If you want to join me in the next training, like I said, that is on the 17th. Details are in the event section of this group. Come in, introduce yourself, use the group. I would love you to. If you want to have a chat with me about the different offers, different options for coming in over the next month and getting into that group in January, again, drop me a message. I will share anything with you. Any of you that have been in my space before knows there is no pushy selling. I will simply tell you what is there, and if it's right for you, incredible, I want you to come in. If it is not right for you, again, that is absolutely fine. I will point you in the direction of something that could be. Okay, so I hope you all have the best Friday, and I will catch up with you in the next training. Take care.